So if you clicked on this video, I'm guessing you're a little like me and you've had some trouble making new friends in the past, right? I feel like a lot of people have struggled with this. I would almost go as far as to say most people have struggled with this. Some people are just naturally good at making friends. They have that sort of personality, but I feel like the majority of people have struggled with making friends at some point in their life, right? It's hard, especially if you don't know anyone, if you're in a new area. It can be a lot of work, and it can be kind of exhausting trying to meet new people, create genuine friendships, trying to like open up to them. And I think one of the main reasons, at least I've struggled with creating new friends in the past, is the type of conversations that you have in the beginning of a friendship, right? The conversations almost seem fake. It just seems like a bunch of small talk bullshit just to kind of get to know the person and be friendly. And it just seems like you just have to be too nice and care about certain things in order to become familiar with them. And I'm not trying to make it sound like I don't care about people or I'm not genuinely interested in, learning about them. I just feel like those initial conversations are kind of bullshit. Like it's the small talk. Oh, how are you? Where are you from? What are you interested in? And I know for most people it's probably genuine and they're just trying to be nice, right? Because I mean that is common courtesy in our society is to just ask those types of questions, have those conversations. But for me, it's just been boring having those conversations. Like, it's not worth my energy and time when I could be doing other more productive things. But again, it's really hard to make friends if you don't have those types of conversations with people, asking them, who they are, where they're from, what are they interested in, what kind of hobbies do they have. And like, that stuff's all good and dandy, but it's just like, I don't know, just having those conversations over and over again with people it just seems kind of boring to me. And I feel like I could spend my time elsewhere and be more productive. And I know it seems rude and probably antisocial, but it's just how I've always felt. It's just always been hard for me to make new friends when you have this kind of mindset. And I genuinely used to think like something was wrong with me because of it. I'm like, why can't I make friends as easily as everyone else? And I used to kind of put myself down for it, to be honest. It's like these other people can walk up to someone and make friends and small talk for hours, and I have trouble holding these small talk conversations for more than like 30 seconds. I just find myself like drifting off and thinking about other things. Um, but I feel like now I realized I wasn't weird. I was just different. And what I mean by that is I just prefer more meaningful conversations. I prefer my conversations to be more dense and about real topics. And to have a conversation with someone and just talk about like drama and celebrities and TV shows and other stupid stuff that provides no substance and no value to my life, I just feel like I'm wasting time. And I quite literally catch myself if I'm having these small talk conversations with people. I quite literally catch myself thinking, this conversation's stupid, it's a waste of time. And I start thinking about other things, like maybe like a business idea that I'm working on, or like an important topic that's going on in our world, like politics or with history or the wars that are going on, just anything that's like truly meaningful. I find myself drifting off and thinking about other things when I'm having these conversations. And again, I used to think that I had a problem and I couldn't speak to people, and I'm like, I'm antisocial. I don't know how to hold a conversation. But it's just the fact that everyone who I was talking to was trying to talk about stupid things like TV shows and movies and other stuff that really doesn't provide substance in my life. I would rather talk about business and personal finance and real world topics, things that actually affect us. You know, I've come to the conclusion that it's okay to be different from everyone and prefer to talk about things other than what they prefer to talk about. And this is still something that I struggle with because sometimes I feel like I can come across as like strange or aggressive when I first meet someone because again, I feel like sometimes I have a hard time even hiding the fact that I don't want to have these meaningless conversations. But I realize it's okay because I'm not meant to be friends with everyone, and that's okay. I've accepted that. And quite frankly, I'd rather only have a few really good friends than a bunch of, you know, okay friends who I just have pointless conversations with. Like the people that I hang around with and spend time with, we can really have good conversations and we don't talk about the same things over and over again that just are pointless in my opinion. Um, and quite frankly, this kind of helps me weed out the people who I don't really feel like I would want to be friends with. And again, that's okay. Maybe I'm not the type of person that they want to be friends with because I'm not interested in talking about the things or doing the things that they like to do. And that's okay. But this helps me filter out those types of people. So I think I've come to the conclusion that it's okay to be different and everyone is different. Everyone has different interests and priorities and topics that they like to discuss and activities that they like to do and ways that they like to spend their time. But different things provide different people with pleasure and satisfaction. So I'm the type of person that, I want to talk about more meaningful things. And, some people want to talk about, TV shows or even sports. Like I'm into sports, but I'm not like a diehard sports fan or anything like that. But, I enjoy watching a game every once in a while and, I can talk about it. But, spending every single day talking about sports is just not something that I would want to do. I'm more into the personal finance and business, and I'm trying to learn about real estate and I like crypto and building businesses and just all that kind of stuff. That's what excites me. So I just I think it's important to realize that to recognize that you're different from people and then to accept it and it's fine. Like you're not the one who's in the wrong. What if it's them in the wrong? Who's to say that their interests and topics and conversations are better than yours or they're more relevant than yours? Like okay, maybe it is according to them, but according to you it's not. So I think it's important to just recognize that, it's not you that has a problem or that you're antisocial or you don't know how to make friends or anything like that. It's just you're different. You like different things, you have different priorities, and that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if they don't like that, then they don't need to be your friend. It's not your problem. You focus on yourself. Don't worry about pleasing everyone else. You do what you want to do to make yourself happy. And if they don't want to be your friend, then let them. That's fine. Why even waste the energy and the time on someone who doesn't want to be your friend or who just doesn't have the same interests as you? It's okay. Everyone's different. Everyone has the right to be interested in what they're interested in and do what they want, spend their time how they please. And it's not your job to try and please everyone. So just embrace yourself, embrace your interests, and embrace the path that you're on to hopefully achieve some success in life. And I think you'll be happy. Just don't worry about other people's opinions, man. Just be yourself, and you're not weird, man. You're just different, and that's okay. We're all different. So that's it. That's all I had for you guys today. Just want to kind of let you guys, know what I was feeling in the past about making new friends, and then kind of tell you how I've overcome it and come to understand that it's not that I'm weird. I'm just different, and I like different things, and that's okay. So yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're new here, I post a lot of content about personal finance, life experiences, just things that I like to talk about and that I think people can relate to. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time and then at 10 a.m. on Saturdays Eastern Time. So feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.